So, how'd you get kicked out of the military?
So I had a pretty good career, Like I enlisted in 2017. I lived in Hawaii for a year. You lived in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, Kauai.
Kauai.
I imagine you're on Oahu.
Yeah, I was on Oahu, but I've been to Kauai. I've been to, like, Princeville and all that stuff. But I was in Hawaii for a year. I volunteered to deploy. I went deployed, came back.
Why'd you do that?
Excitement, like travel. It's like you get to live in Bahrain.
Bro, you know how cheap it is to buy a plane ticket to Japan versus going overseas to like do military?
Do you know how much an E3 makes in the military? It's like fucking pennies.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they make?
I think I was making like $30K.
How much are you making in comedy?
Not much.
But being deployed sounds like you're gonna die. Like me as like a civilian, like I
Yeah.
assume deployment means like risk of death increases tenfold.
It was. I mean, it is a little bit more risky. Like I was in the Middle East and we were like patrolling in the Arabian Gulf, but it was pretty safe. Like I'd tell my parents it was pretty safe, and I would tell like any freaking ladies I met, I was like, that's fucking dangerous. Yeah. But I don't know. I just wanted to like I don't know. I wanted to do something crazy, and so I went. What sucked was like I get seasick, and I knew immediately when I joined I got seasick because my first day I was throwing up, and I still was like, I'll do it. I'll go. And I spent a year in Bahrain. I got seasick all the time. And
were you on a boat?
Yeah, I was stationed on a boat. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So you're like, did you figure out some good techniques?
I tried everything. There's like wristbands. People say they eat ginger. Like nothing worked. I just kept getting seasick. I never got used to it. I would just throw up
like every day.
Every day that I only throw up when the waves are bad. Like when it's like the boat is like crazy rocking, I would throw up immediately.
Even when you had like AirPods in?
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Wild.
I would just like it basically like the most I would throw up is when I was standing watch. So I'd be like marking stuff up on a chart, updating logs on one screen, and then checking the map on another screen while the boat is rocking. So I'd do that, go throw up. I'd be good for like another 10 minutes, go throw up, come back for another 10 minutes, and I would do that for like a 4-hour watch.
Holy shit.
And I would just go pass out.
How many cavities do you have?
I mean, does throwing up give you cavities?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all like the bulimics, like their mouths are fucked because it's so much acid coming to
Really?
their mouth. Yeah.
I don't think I have that many cavities.
Is it bulimia that you throw up, or is that anorexia?
I think aren't they like cousins?
Yeah, kissing cousins. They both have fucking.
I don't know.
They both have fucking bad teeth. That's for sure.
I feel like I have pretty decent teeth.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you just not been to the dentist in a while?
That's also.
Does it hurt when you eat? Because it's not supposed to.
I feel like it's a normal amount of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you deployed?
Yeah, I deployed and then came back, became an officer, and then I got into flight school. I went to Navy flight school for the Coast Guard to become a pilot. Then I started doing open mics, and I fell in love with comedy again because I kind of stopped during the pandemic. And then I quit flight school. They sent me to a boat afterwards because if you go to flight school, you have to sign a 10-year contract. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be doing this in 10 years. Even if flying is amazing, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. So I quit flight school, got sent to a boat, and then I just felt so depressed. I was like, you're gone for like 2-3 months at a time. I was like deporting Cuban people. That sucks. We would like pick them up and then be like on the ship, and you're like seeing these people like, I don't know, they just want a better life. And I just felt so depressed doing that. And I had to do that like every once in a while, and started doing more comedy, and then smoked weed one day, got out of hand, and then I felt guilty, and I told on myself.
You told on yourself? You self-narked?
I self-narked. I guess it was kind of like I was scared, like I felt my life kind of spiraling, and I was scared I was going to do something worse. So I was like, I'm gonna
suicide? Or like deploy again?
I did think I was kind of I was having like suicidal ideation. I was like, man, I fucking hate my life. I just want to jump off the ship in the middle of the ocean.
Really?
I was like, I hated my life.
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks. I'm like deporting people. I'm not doing what I love anymore. I just felt like really shitty. So one day at a comedy show, I just got drunk and smoked weed, and then I felt immediately guilty the next day. And then I went and I just told that, hey, I got out of hand and this happened, and then I was arrested because it's against the law and the like UCMJ military law to smoke weed. So they came. The funniest thing is they sent 2 Coast Guard investigative service agents over to the boat, and they had like a table like this, and they set up a camera, like I was like in like True Detective or something.
Yeah.
Like
Did they start recycling glass bottles on you?
Yeah,
Is that where that came from?
They just asked me for an hour about how I smoked weed, and then
You just had to say over and over again.
yeah. I just,
At this moment, did you not think that you'd made a mistake? Like, fuck, now I really want to kill myself? Like, this sucks.
I was so stressed out. I was like, I don't know what this means. Like, I thought I was gonna get like a dishonorable discharge, which I didn't. I got like a general.
Oh, sick.
Which was nice because
Yeah.
I had like a pretty good track record. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then I was like stuck on the boat for like 6 more months while they processed my paperwork, and I was like a disgraced person.
You were just hanging out like Big Head from Silicon Valley on the boat with no work to do and just like kind
Yeah.
of eating food. Nobody wanted to talk to you. Like,
And I was like a brand new officer on the boat, and so like all these enlisted people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with that guy? He doesn't do anything." I was like painting shit.
no way.
Like all the other officers on the boat were like doing paperwork and like leading teams. I was like fucking like sanding and painting shit. I looked crazy. And
Did you still get paid like your normal salary? Yeah. That's nice.
it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I was just doing like manual labor, just popping the AirPods.
Was that helping your seasickness?
Yeah, I just didn't deploy anymore because
okay.
I was like, the boat would go and they would send me to an office somewhere. And I would work there.
Then you're a real officer.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I got out and then I moved here.
God, that must be so fucking. Like, I know what it like. Was that your first time smoking weed, or had you smoked weed in high school, or did you not because of you wanted to go into the military?
I smoked weed in college a couple times, but nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like a regular weed smoker or anything.
I just like know sometimes when I get way too high how paranoid I can get. I can't imagine getting so paranoid that I go and tell them like fucking military that I just smoked weed.
Yeah, I told my boss. Like I went, I like knocked on his door and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I sat down. And I was like, "Hey, this happened." And he was like, "What the fuck?"
He's like, "Why are you telling me this?"
Yeah.
He was like, "What the fuck? That's crazy."
Yeah,
I guess it's better. I'm glad you're here though. So weed does save lives.
saves lives, man.
Yeah,
Legalize
and
it.
Cubans now have to be less afraid of young Anthony Pappaly strolling the coast, dude.
They're still picking them up.
They're still picking them up. Damn, dude. Yeah, that must be a sad sight. They're on like floatable lawn chairs, and you're just like,
You know
"Get
what's
back."
crazy is we would pick them up right before they got to the beach. They could like see,
Oh, dude.
they could see Florida. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Holy shit!" We'd
Yeah.
scoop them up,
Yeah.
and then they'd be like living on the ship for like a week till we send them back to Cuba.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
And was this under the Biden administration?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What happened to the porous borders, dude? Just the open invites, not for Cubans though.
Oh, dude. We had like I think we picked up like 800 people like in a 2-3 month period.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That definitely would take a toll on my psyche for
You
sure.
just see them, they're just eating rice and beans. That's all we fed them.
I mean, that's what they're used to.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Are you familiar with like the Cuban grocery store system?
No.
It's pretty wild.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just an allotment, and you have like a sheet,
Hmm.
and then you go to the grocery store, and you can only get what you're allotted, and then you leave.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
it?
a lot of rice and beans.
Is it still what it's like?
It's still what it's like. At least like when I didn't go, but like a lot of my classmates did like a trip when I
Yeah.
was in college, and they
Yeah.
like came back and told us that, and I was like, that's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What were people doing like? Because I remember they opened up the borders and like Americans were going there for a little bit, right?
Yeah. You could go for educational purposes, which is really loose. It was under Obama is when it started.
Yeah.
And then it was super loose of what educational purposes are.
Mm.
Like one of our super wealthy friends, like 9-figure friends, she like flew over and went and got in the fancy cars and did like fancy shit. But yeah.
Do you think if you go there as like a tourist, they kind of like show you a different side? That
No, I don't think so. At least that wasn't what my college students' friends went and saw. They feel like they saw like the real thing.
Really?
It's not like North Korea, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
way
yeah.
more kind of like this is just how it runs.
Okay.
They also like we've like investigated their medical system a lot. Like they have a really, really good like primary care physician. So like one of the best in the world for just primary care.
Yeah.
Horrible for anything above that.
Okay.
But like on the index they're rated at like 100 and we're like 85.
Dang. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the best mechanics and shit like that.
Because they have the oldest cars
They
and
have
they're
the
all
oldest
working
car-
on it. They want to
yeah.
know what to do with my Tesla though. They'd
Yeah,
be fucking
they're like,
confused, bro. Yeah. Why is it talking to me?